It's a Tuesday night, and Sunday, I finished the sweater that I was making for a friend. I need to still block it, but so far it's been pretty good progress. I have leftover fiber and yarn from that project, so I think I have enough to actually maybe create a hat to go with that sweater. And so my sister gave me an early birthday present. It is the Norwegian Knitting Designs 90 years later, and it's got this beautiful collection of Scandinavian motifs and patterns, and I want to be able to use this. It's got a lot of beautiful color work, and so I want to get more into color work, but there's only a few hat patterns in this book. And so I think I am going to use the elegant hat. This is kind of what it looks like. I think I can get away with just a two-tone hat. So instead of having a blue here, I'll just use the yellow, have gray on this ribbing, and then have yellow as a contrasting up here with the gray following up all the way through. I think it's a really pretty design, and it'll be fun in a thick color work for the sweater that I'm giving her. There's a couple different sizes. I probably am going to do the small size, and what I might do, because it's a DK yarn, I will knit the small size with a DK yarn, and try and figure out the gauge, and then that way it might be a little bigger and thus more like a medium size for her to use. So I'll have to figure that out first, but that's kind of my idea right now for using up that extra fabric, or fiber, sorry. So this is what we're gonna be working on next. And then of course, down the line, I am planning a larger sweater project with starting from raw fiber, spinning it to the size that I want it to be, or the weight of yarn that I want it to be, and then choosing a pattern and possibly spinning all that fiber up and then taking a workshop and learn how to dye fiber, get my yarn dyed, and then knit everything up. So more information to come on that in a little bit. All right, quick update. So I actually casted on about a couple rows of the hat I was planning to make just previously for my friend's hat that would kind of go with her sweater that I made for her in the same colorway at least. And I found out that, of course, my gauge was way off, and also I didn't even have the right size needles. It needed a 2.5 millimeter, and the lowest my child goes went was a 2.75. So that was more like a cowl kind of sized hat instead of an actual hat. So I switched gears. I found a really basic tea cozy hat by Sarah Branbury on Ravelry. It is a free pattern. It's going to be done with the yellow as kind of like that black color, and then the gray is going to be in the background of that. So that's what I'm trying to do to make for her. And so that's that quick update for what is currently on my needles now that I've taken the J off. I do still need to block that J sweater, so that's something I hope to do this weekend. And then on the other news, we managed to fit in a long arm into my apartment. So I might actually move that bookcase over there and put it in my bedroom, and maybe put an extra leaf on that table. Sorry, I forgot the word for it for a second. Just because I can do smaller quilts on this, but I can't really do like a throw quilt like that on it. It's just not quite long enough. So I'm hoping to maybe add one more leaf, and that will make me good for at least some of those quilts that are going to be more like a lab quilt or like a decent sized throw quilt. So as you can see, I ironed my backing for my socialites. Here is the J sweater finished. I need to weave in the ends, but first I gotta block it. So that's something to do this weekend. Here I throw on basically a really scrappy quilt just to practice with this machine because I haven't used this machine. I've used the Sweet 16. This is a Simply 16, so it's a little different. It's got its controls over on this side, up and downs, and then over here on this side is its start and stop button, so it's not sharing buttons with stuff like the other machine was. And then on top of it, instead of having a little screen that shows me the percentage, I just have a knob, which I kind of actually like, just having a knob to adjust it as I need to. I might be able to hook up bars to the back to do pentagrams. I don't know, that might be something I have to buy. Also, it doesn't have a ruler template holder, or at least like a little table that you can attach this to put rulers on, but I haven't really begun ruler work, so I'm not too worried about that, honestly. So this is just some free motion quilting that I'm doing to practice getting used to this machine. So far I really like it. I just need to release the tension on the bobbin a little bit at the bottom because I have really tightened it up here, just to make sure that it's not too loose on the bottom or getting eyelashes basically. So I just need to go in there and make some adjustments at some point. But basically this is just like a crazy meandering of just like, you know, trying ferns, like a meander, paisleys, leaves, water. I even attempted to practice doing a few oak leaves. I'm going to get a little better at that hopefully at some point. Some curls and stuff up here. Just you know, we're trying to get used to this machine, and then hopefully I can quilt some other stuff on here. But so far I'm actually really liking the machine. It's definitely an older model, but hey, it is so far been a good machine as long as it, you know, keeps its tension and doesn't need to do maintenance all too often. I am happy and thankful to have it. So that's a quick quilting update. All is well for me. And tomorrow I'll be going to knitting, trying to work more on that hat, get into the colorway. And then once that is done, then I will maybe discuss or start researching my fleece to sweater project, because I have a lot of fleece currently that I need to use. Like, I think if I just go over this way. So in my storage closet, down at the very bottom, underneath everything, underneath my blanket, this whole entire garbage bag is just full of roving that I got processed from a fleece that I bought years ago. And fingers crossed there's like no moths in there, but last time I checked there wasn't. So hopefully we're still good. But yeah, so that I have a full trash bag of fleece that has pretty decent soft fiber in it. I can't remember if it was a Romney fleece that I got. It was like it was a crossbreed, but it was nice fiber. Unfortunately, it did have some veggie matter in it that they did try to pick out, but there's still some in there. So I'm hoping as I spin that will kind of release, but I'm planning to kind of make this sweater something that I will wear over a shirt just in case there is a lot of veggie matter. And hopefully as it gets worn, it will get not so scratchy with any extra stuff. So that is a current update. Alright, so another quick update. This is a couple days later, on Friday. I've started working on the color work here, so you can kind of see that first part of the pattern coming out. So this bottom part right here, and now I'm starting to work on this top part where it's flipped inwards. Looks pretty good so far. There might be one area in here where I've kind of messed up a little bit, but I'm not going to rip it back for that part. So I'll try and be a little more careful next time. Currently blocking the sweater on my bed. It's interesting, it's got like a funky smell to it. I don't know if it's the cleaner or whatnot, so I'm hoping that it will dissipate when it's done drying. It's coming out pretty good up here on the top with the color work. It's laying nice and flat. So kind of excited to have this kind of dried and done, and then I can sleep in the bed tonight, hopefully. We'll see if I gave it enough time tonight. I also have a fan going on right now, so hopefully that will speed up the process. So that's my quick update for Friday. I finished quilting the top of that practice quilt with leaves. Seemed to go pretty well, so that's exciting. And we'll see what happens to it tomorrow, if I'm going to elongate it into a slightly larger quilting area or if I'm going to keep it the same size. So that's about it for right now. So I finished blocking this. It's pretty much dry now, which is nice. So this is a medium size. If I was going to make a sweater like this for myself, it probably would be a small or an extra small, but honestly it's not terrible. And the main point of having a medium for my friend is that she can fit things underneath this in case she gets extra cold. But so far it's pretty nice. It's got like this nice collar up on the top here. So I think it lays pretty nice, and it's not a shaped sweater, so that's why it's a little bit bigger, but that's okay. It's kind of nice and drapey, and it's comfortable. So I just need to weave these ends in, probably cut that a little shorter so that I can actually work with that. But other than that, it's pretty much done. It looks good. I think it'll work really nice on her. So just gotta weave in the ends now. Alright, so I have finished weaving in the ends. Looks pretty good, nothing too noticeable in bulky areas where I've woven it in. Really like the neckline, nice and soft, comfortable. So just need to finish the hat that at least matches the color of this, and I can send it off to England. So very, very happy with how it turned out. So, yep.